Hi. In this part we're going to look at risk management, a very important part of project management. So what is a risk? What is a project risk? So a project risk is an uncertain event or condition that if it occurs, it can have a positive or negative effect on our project objective. So we need to manage those risks and make sure that the negative effects that they can have are minimized. So we've seen also before that there's 4 parts that we need to do when we do risk management. We need to identify the risks, we need to assess their likelihood and impact, we need to define the actions that we're going to undertake when these risks occur, and we need to monitor and review them. So let's look at how we can identify risks. Identifying risk is quite difficult because we need to bring people together and brainstorm about what risks we are faced with. So we can do a risk workshop. We get all the project team members together and we brainstorm about possible risk of our project. And the outcome of such a workshop can be a ranked list of identified risks. And we can rank these risks by looking at their likelihood, their impact and their severity. So let's look a little bit more on these 3 points that we can use to rank risks. Severity we can calculate by multiplying likelihood and impact. And likelihood and impact we can categorize into, for example, 3 categories of high, medium and low. So something is highly likely if we can expect it to occur. It's medium if it may or may not happen. And it's low if it's unlikely to happen, but if it happens, it can be significant. So then what impact can these events have? So impact, high impact is if stakeholders lose money. This is very high impact because then stakeholders will be unhappy and we will have a big problem in our project. Impact is medium if our company loses money. It's bad, but it's not as bad as when stakeholders lose money. And low impact is when there's no money loss with this problem, but it's just annoying. Then we have low impact. So if we have likelihood and impact, we multiply that and we then know more or less how severe the risk is that we're facing. So what we can do during these workshops, these risk workshops, we can look at a list of general risks and see how they apply to our projects. So let's look at some of these general risks and start with business risks. For example, while we are executing our project, it can be that the market changes. It can alter the commercial attractiveness of our project, or maybe our competitor comes with a similar product before we finish ours. So the whole market has changed and we face the risks that people will not buy our new project. We can also have misjudged the market. Clients are just not buying our project because we misjudged how interesting our project would be for the market. The public opinion of our firm or the brands that we develop might have changed because of whatever reason while we were executing our project. Or there can be other projects in our company that compete with our resources. So we have problems to get the resources we need to successfully finish our project within our company. Or we can have legal or environmental constraints that have come up. Laws that have been enforced while we were executing the project that actually changes some of the aspect of our projects that we have to take into account. Other risks that we need to look at are project risks. Risks that involve our particular and unique project. So for example, we've seen it before, management support. Management support is fundamental for project success. If we don't have it, or we can see that maybe during the execution of our project the support of management can change, then we have to take that risk into account. There's a risk of user acceptance. Maybe the users do not like the technology that we have developed and they don't accept it and they will not use it. We can have subcontractors that fail to deliver if we, for example, build our system upon other software or upon other hardware, but we don't get this, then we have a risk in our project that we cannot finish on time. There can be uncertainty about the user requirements. Users are never really clear about what they want. And if we show them what we think they asked us for, they might say, oh no, but I wanted something else. So there's uncertainty in the user requirements that we have to take into account and deal with while we execute the project. We can have a team that doesn't have to require skills. Maybe because we're competing with other resources in our company and the team members that we need are just not available. So we get other team members that might not have the skills we need to finish the project with success. The technology might not work as we anticipated. Or technology may be outdated. It might change while we are executing the project. And we can have people problems within the team. And lots of more of project risks, because you can imagine there's people involved, there's markets involved, and there's technology involved. And all these three things can amount to all kinds of risks that we have to take into account and we have to list while we do our risk workshop. So an outcome of these risk workshops are, for example, here, this risk log. There's a small example so you can have a little bit of a feeling how it looks like. So first of all, we have the first risk we see, which is that, for example, the integration tests might fail. The likelihood or the probability this might happen we can mark as medium. The impact is also, for example, medium. No stakeholders lose money, but we might lose money. And so we multiply these together and we get a 4 severity. We indicate what do we need to do when it happens. Or for example, we can do a review after the unit tests to reduce the likelihood that these risks may occur, and we assign the responsibility to the project manager. Another risk that we can identify is, for example, that the new servers are not ready before the development starts. This is a problem because then we cannot start development. So we say, well, the probability or the likelihood that this can happen is medium. The impact is high because we cannot start development and this might lose money to our stakeholders. So the severity is the multiplication, which is 6. And what we can do, for example, we have to buy the servers immediately to make sure that we have them when we start development. And we assign this responsibility, for example, to the team member Ramon. Another example is that the user documentation is not printed on time. The likelihood is low. The impact is medium because, well, the stakeholders will not lose money, but we might. So we multiply low by medium, we get 2 severity, and we, for example, say, well, what we can do to solve this is include an online version of the documentation online, and we assign it to another team member. So this is an example of what can come out of a risk workshop. In the next section, we're going to look at software that we can use for project management.